What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Hi. I have a special guest, but you guys know who Allie is. Doing a video that I have actually filmed on my own, but I lost it because my hard drive decided to corrupt, so rip. But basically, our friend Taylah gifted me this question game from Typo, and it has 100 thought-provoking questions. It's really obvious, I'm just reading it. Plus, and it also comes with like a tissue pack in case things get emotional. I'm nervous again.
I know, we just did this and we still don't know what we're gonna get.
Yeah, this is one of the more boring ones, but I don't actually know your answer.
Oh, okay.
City, beach, or country?
I am kind of probably between two, so what would you think I would pick?
You would be between beach, even though you live near the beach, but you like living near the beach, and city would be more convenient for you, but I don't know if you would enjoy it. I feel like it would be too crazy.
It's definitely between beach and country. I would love to live in the middle of absolute nowhere in the mountains, but probably beach, because the beach makes me feel so good.
Yeah, it's so calming. I live like 5-minute walk from the beach and I never really go, but each time I go I'm just like, this is meditation.
Yeah.
So probably beach, but it would be great to live in an apartment in the city just for work opportunities, because everything's in the city or everything's like just outside of the city, so I have to travel like an hour to like every job.
I want an apartment in the city that I can go to when I need to, and then a house on the beach that I would probably live in, and then a house in the country that I can go to when I want to escape.
There, that's a dream. That's a dream.
For when I finally get rich. Do you collect anything? Or did you collect anything unusual, or did you keep a collection as a child?
I collected a lot of things as a child, but like a lot of different collections, so I never committed to one. It was like I loved turtles, so I collected a lot of turtle things. I love dream catchers, so I had a lot of them, or like
dream catchers.
Magazines, like just a lot of piles of different things.
Random
Bit of a hoarder.
I hoarded cans of energy drink.
Had so many in that video.
Cans of energy drink, which are now finally in the bin. I feel cleansed. I hoarded like movie tickets, Met cards, which were before Mikey, so some of you probably don't even know what they are.
I forgot about those.
And then KFC face wipes. That's probably the weirdest one.
The weirdest one.
Because I never planned on using them. To be honest, I didn't even like them because they were like weird and soapy.
I've been trying to declutter everything. I'm doing this, like some of you might know if you have me on Instagram, like a throwaway thing a day, but I don't post it very often, so I throw away like 30 things in one go, and I like love it. Like it like puts me on a high, and now anytime I buy stuff, I have less guilt because I'm like, well, I threw away like 50 things. I have like leftover collections. Like I have like a lot of makeup, a lot of nail polish, like almost every shade. I find it anxiety inducing, so now I don't want to collect, but I get the thrill of it because it's so like satisfying. I just straight away think porn, even though that's not even true for me.
Like Pornhub, lol. Never been on Pornhub.
I have, but it's been a very long time. Social media aside, what is your most visited website? For me, it's Netflix or Reddit.
See, the bad thing about mine is we were just talking about hoarding, and then my most visited website would be Glassons, because
that makes sense. I didn't even think of clothing.
Literally, if you type in G on my phone, Glassons comes up. I'm on there probably daily. Money was no object. What would you do to fill your day? Well, I just film YouTube videos.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would just walk people's dogs and pat animals and go to the beach,
good food
and hang out with Jake and eat food and film YouTube videos. Oh my god,
I'd watch so much more. That would be good.
I was watching Netflix all day long.
Probably just film and take photos of things I like actually love. Yeah. Because it's like out of all of client work I get now and then, there's like particular things where I'm like, oh my god, this is something I would do outside of work. Ooh, what? Didn't even say what. I honestly just said what for no reason. Most interesting and unusual place you have ever been to?
Interesting for me would be Japan.
Yeah.
And for me that's unusual because it's completely different to Australia, and it's the only place I've been overseas. But it's not really unusual to other people who have maybe travelled. It's true. Because it's just Japan.
Quite a few people do go there, but I feel like every experience is so interesting no matter what. Like
everything you do over there is interesting. Every street you walk down, everything you look at.
Definitely one of my favourite trips. Like it was just so like engaging. Like there was never anything boring going on. Like
because you've been to a place that no one's been to.
Antarctica was unusual. It was kind of like another planet. Like I wouldn't say anywhere in the world feels that way, but
I don't know if I'd have the balls to do it. I think I'd almost be too scared.
It's extremely scary getting there because you have to go on the roughest sea in the world. And
exactly.
I had to be so drugged up for seasickness that like I slept between every meal for like 10 days in a row.
Wow.
So it was a weird experience. Places in Africa and South America were interesting because like I didn't know anything, and then I'll get there and be like, what the hell is all this? Where do you mainly want to go to? Like the top place? I kind of know because I was watching one of your videos before I left. What a stalker.
Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of different places, like Canada.
Yeah.
Would be really cool. America, only because I have this dream to do this whole like series on my channel of like trying all the fast food.
Oh my god, fun.
So that's gonna happen one day.
Yeah.
And then of course places like Italy and Greece, Santorini. Recently an interest in South Korea because a lot of people seem to be going there, and you know, similar, I don't want to offend anyone, but similar to like Japan.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would
quirks.
be really cool.
It's quite weird because most of the time I spent in Africa was when I was 11 and we went for 6 weeks and we camped the whole time and like traveled down Africa. So a lot of things I look back now and I realize they were really dark and traumatizing, but at the time I didn't really process it emotionally.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people with like guns and like people that wouldn't let us through and like dangerous animal situations. Like there was what are they called? A rhino that went through our campsite like while we were camping and wrecked stuff, and it's like it was funny, and then now I look back I'm like I could have died.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good question. I forgot we're actually like filming.
I know. This is pretty much just a chat about the world. Oh, this one's a bit fun. It's about superheroes.
Oh.
If you were a superhero, what powers would you have?
Saw The Dark Knight for the first time like a week ago. Ridiculous that I haven't seen it. Like I was a film student for like 3-4 years.
Years.
Anyway.
I've seen it like 3 times, I think. It's
it's brilliant. I didn't realize that he doesn't have like a proper superpower. Like it's mainly that he's rich and highly intelligent. I feel like morally I could do a lot of good, but I don't have the intelligence to like do much with that. So that would be cool.
Just imagine that. What's your superpower? I'm really smart.
I am super intelligent.
I'll be like, oh, wow, you
just
had all these choices and you just decided to be smart.
I'm too scared to fly. Too scary.
I don't know if it was flying or invisibles that was always the one that I'd go for.
I'd probably ruin my life with invisible. Like I'd like spy on people, hear them talking about me, and then I'll be breaking their trust. I'd ruin relationships. It's too complicated.
I think maybe I just wanted to be invisible so I could just go into a bank vault, steal money, be rich.
So you're the villain.
Yeah,
that's what you wanted to.
But I'm invisible, so no one.
So it doesn't count, you know. It doesn't count.
It's not a real crime. I'm invisible.
This is so random, but being able to like speak to animals, but I would use it. I would use it to interview like cows and pigs and chickens.
That's amazing.
If I could prove that it was real, because I think you just come across like a crazy person if you're like, I can understand what they're saying, but if I could somehow prove it scientifically and translate it and then use that again in this vegan documentary, it would work.
I feel like if we had anything that was too crazy, they would just want to capture us and stop our superpower. So we've got to have something subtle.
It'd be a really scary life.
No one's gonna really know.
You'd be more likely to die, like just because people want to kill you.
Jealous.
Like if a superhero exists, then a villain will probably exist because that's kind of how it works.
So what social stigma does society really need to get over?
This one came up in the last video I filmed.
Yeah. Okay, well.
It's back on my channel.
What was your answer and what is it now?
I blabbed on for like half an hour. Like it was hectic. I had so many.
Well, this will be the final question.
Yes. The main one that came up for me was actually to do with men, even though I know it seems weird speaking as a woman saying it.
Yeah.
But I'm so uncomfortable with the way that men communicate with each other. I have some guy friends that are open with each other, but the amount of times I have spoken to a guy and they've opened up to me, and then their guy friend comes back and I try to continue the discussion and they'll just be like, oh, it's gonna be fine though, or they'll just stop talking about it, and I'm like, that is so sad because guys want to open up to each other, but then they don't feel like they can.
These days people are saying more like that guys should feel and talk about and let out their emotions. And yet guys still don't feel like they can. I
wouldn't know how to break the stigma. Like I actually don't know how to practically change it, But it is the reason why like more men commit suicide, more men have depression, even though a lot of people tend to forget that. One of my friends committed suicide last year, and I feel like a lot of people had no idea what was going on in his life. And that's insane to me because that could be happening with so many of our guy friends or our family members. There's a lot of women's issues, but I feel like everyone talks about them. We already know them. Like, I believe in a lot of those things too.
It's probably my big, like, not issue, but semi-issue with feminism. The real meaning is obviously equality, but then there's the people who just like want women to be above men, and it's like, no, we need
it's really scary. You can't just keep swimming, like swinging like back and forth forever.
The whole point is we're trying to get everyone to be equal. I feel like it's kind of just a, I don't know, women almost want to make up for the fact that they weren't equal for so long.
I understand if you've experienced oppression in your own life in some ways to fight those battles, but it is weird being offended for things that happened a long time ago and taking that personally. Yeah. For example, like my family's German, and if someone who's Jewish got mad at me for that, I would just be like, what? Like, that was someone else. I didn't even contribute to that. And I feel like that's what's happening now with quite a few things.
It's super controversial, I know, but even something like Australia Day, people are always like, change the date, and I'm like, why?
Every country originated in a way that has a dark history.
In not a nice way.
Every single one has a dark history. We know it's bad. We won't repeat that pattern.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. Like, my family sure as hell didn't do it. They were born in Europe. Like, it's like, why should I be sorry? I wouldn't be mad if we changed the day out of respect, because it doesn't matter what day we celebrate it on. Like, I'm just like, whatever. Let's make peace. The idea of racism is really stretched to a point now that...
Oh, it frustrates me. Even just little things like, I don't know, you might be different with this, but even little things like how people wear their hair, that bothers me when people make a big deal about
cultural appropriation.
And I'm like...
I get so mad about this.
People want to like have this big, fancy, extravagant meaning for everything, but really it's just, I like this, so I'm going to do this.
It's kind of funny because the people who fight those battles are usually not the one from that culture.
Yeah.
That's what I find hilarious about it. Like, I would take it a lot more seriously if someone from that country said to me, I'm offended. I'd be like, all right, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
I can't take someone seriously when they're fighting these battles and I'm like, wait a second, like, who invented like the runners or the cap? Like, is it cultural appropriation from America if someone wears that?
Yeah. And I see things on Facebook, they just don't need to be a big issue, and people make them a big issue. And you try to have a discussion with someone and they're not up for a discussion. They just want to abuse you or be mean or tell you that you're a horrible person, tell you that you're racist, tell you that you're homophobic.
Yeah. So glad we got to rant about this. I feel like every month I just need to sit down and be like, Anyway, that's it for this video. I'm sure most of you guys have checked Allie's channel out, but click the button. I'm sure the video would have been up long before mine because I take forever to edit because editing other things life. And you're very dedicated to YouTube, so you're on the ball. Bye guys! We could hold like a card. We could go really dramatic and like try to react.
And be like,
yes, I think we've done it before.
Very dramatic.
It works quite well. Okay. Do I just like mid-talking?
Jesus Christ.
Crazy shit.
Wow.
I could have gone everywhere.
That's gonna be amazing.
Read it and I'll react.
Okay.
I'll judge you with my eyes. In brackets, emotional, in brackets, not.